Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and spirit team, talk to me about these Cappies in early to mid-September. What energies, messages, insights can we have a little look at for our friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies. Please, we are in Virgo season of fellow Earth sign. It's a beautiful time of year around these parts. Okay, this is a very, very complex card, even though it looks very simple. And there's a few cards in this deck that have a lot of similarities. And if you notice, there's a lot of little subtleties in the imagery and the symbolism. So maybe some of you are being affected by a lot of different energies, or there's complex situations that could be popping up. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about this card. So we see this lovely lady in the center of the room. She is shrouded with a red blanket, it looks like. There's a little orange cat. There's what looks to be a bird cage. There's butterflies flying out of it. The chessboard with the chess pieces. So there's lots of little things, lots of little things. So for some of you, maybe your attention is scattered in this time amongst various different things or situations. I also say with this type of energy, things you might be going through on the surface could be very simple, where it's like, okay, well, normally I would just do this, or like someone would be very quick to give you simplistic advice, but there's a lot of nuance to it. There's a lot of things underneath the surface. So whether you're dealing with complex situations or it's just a lot of different energies, I don't want to say swaying you, but more so affecting you here. Another thing I linked to this card is strategy, because I feel like the chessboard does imply needing to be strategic or somebody setting plans into motion. So whether that's something you need to do, whether that's something someone else is doing, we'll see if that shows up within the main part of the reading. But yeah, to me, it just feels super complex. So we're just going to put her down right there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies, please, my guides. And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Bit of a little speed bump in last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Problem. So just keep your head on a swivel for the coming days and weeks, because it felt like various things could be popping up, like a little unplanned issues and situations. So I mean, hopefully that didn't happen for any of you, but it was showing up pretty big, where whether you were dealing with one that's already happened or this could be a time in which those things will pop up. But let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for the Cappies, please. To start us off, what's happening early to mid-September? Okay, Chariot. Wow, we're starting fast. We are starting with the fastest card with the Chariot. Now, I usually like this. Then again, I have a lot of fire placements myself, so I do like this action. You're a cardinal sign, which is also action-oriented. That's your zodiacal opposite there. Thank you. Temperance. Stop and go. Stop and go. I don't want to say 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but it's like very sporadic, like something coming in like little spurts or moving like really, really fast and really, really slow. Hopefully you're not having to stop something either, because these energies are completely oppositional. Okay, strength. Okay, so this could be good, possibly. And I will say this, there's all major arcana showing up for you, and these are very, very powerful themes whenever they show up within reading. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. Now, at first look, first glance, I am picking up a few patterns here. First off, again, every single one of these cards is major arcana. These are powerful threads, themes, and things that we could be experiencing in this time. 2 of them are fire energy. Now, I always say when it comes to fire energy, to me, it feels like it could be very good for moving things forward, but at the same time, it could be unpredictable. It could be explosive and volatile. And with both of these cards, they seem calm on the surface, but I feel like for a lot of Cappies, there could be something bubbling underneath the surface, whether it's within you, keeping a calm demeanor, but on the inside there's stuff happening, or just with a situation where it might seem like there's not a lot of progress happening. Let's just go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because just like that very first Oracle card, I feel like this could be a nuanced reading this week. Position number one, we are starting off with the Chariot. And I gave a little information about this when it first popped out. This could be a Cancer or a Cancerian in your life. The Chariot is, again, the fastest card. It's forward movement, it's action, it's going to or from something very, very quick. The fastest, once again. Now, it can represent distance, travel, your mode of transportation. So watch out. Hopefully you're not having any car issues when this card shows up. But to me, it's someone making a big move, and it's happening fast. And although we have this fire on the back end, even though this is water, it could also be explosive. So I've been seeing that theme for a lot of other signs too. There's like this little bit of volatility in the overall energy for the collective. Now, the good thing about this, we're talking progress. We're talking about things happening, things being in motion. When we're talking about the challenges of the Chariot, it can be confrontational sometimes. Yes, there's a certain determination to it, but I always say, remember that a Chariot was originally meant to be an instrument of war, an instrument of battle. So you might want to watch out that you're not clashing too hard with others when this card shows up. But again, I'm not going to read that as a challenge or a negative until we see a clarifier. To me, it's just something, boom, action, quick. Now, moving to the center, we have Temperance, complete opposite. Whereas this one is go, 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 go. This one's like, no, 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 hold your horses, wait a second, not so fast. And yeah, Saggy energy. So you might just be connected to Sagittarius. And I always like to point out, it has the beautiful Archangel Michael on here. So the spiritual protection, spiritual insulation. Now, I do know at this time of the year, a lot of people in spirituality say the veil starts to thin in this time of year. So with all the spirit I've been seeing in the other zodiac signs and the spirit I'm seeing in yours, just know that there is a protection, there is an insulation from spirit, whether it's a guide, guardian angel, ancestor, you name it. It's love from the other side, which is really nice. But Temperance, again, is a card of patience, like not so fast, calm it down, go through the process, let something resolve. Okay, and notice Michael is doing some spiritual alchemy with those cups, pouring them from one to another. And I always say this one, there's something bubbling under the surface, just like what I'm picking up back here. Even if things seem quiet, there could be something bubbling underneath. Okay, so we're going to put it back. And again, when it comes to the challenges of Temperance, it could be someone that's feeling a little impatient. It could represent problems and tough situations where it's like, okay, I have to stop something even if I don't want to, or things are too quiet. Hopefully it's not a stagnant type of energy. Now, when we get to the back end, we have Strength. Leo. So see, a lot of these fire signs are starting to show up. Strength card to me, also angelic, also universal. So it fits in with that theme as well, just like the Archangel in the center. To me, Strength card is a card of one's character, who they are on the inside, their determination, their strength, especially if you're trying to work on yourself, better a situation. With Love as opposed to brute force, tongue-tied right there. Now, Strength to me, there's a lot of problem solving here. There's a lot of fixing things as well with this card, and it can be very good, and it's someone that has a really strong fire within. When it gets to the challenge of this card, sometimes it could represent temptation. Sometimes it could represent tests from spirit. Sometimes it could also represent somebody caving in on something. Like if you're trying to resist something or you're trying purposefully not to do something, Strength means like you might get tested. Okay, so although these cards on the back are extremely serene, again, I get this bubbling under the surface. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Cappy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Capricorns, please. Guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Chariot. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Chariot in the mix? Super, super quick. Okay, all right, this is something coming in like a bat out of hell. We have the High Priestess in reverse. So again, we do have this very strong type of energy. Hopefully it's not tying into that vibe that I was seeing last week, because it's like something, it's just here out of nowhere, or just something arises quickly. And I'm hoping that it's a change for the better. We'll see as we progress through the reading. But the High Priestess, and to me, it's just like either someone or something arriving just like seemingly out of nowhere. So whether it is a situation that we're going to need to dig into deeper, I'm hoping it's not an issue. But this is Pisces energy. I also link her to all the water signs. Water, water right here on the front. But she is a card of spirituality, just like these two on the back end. She's a card of sacred knowledge, so of knowing things. But a thing with the High Priestess, specifically in reverse, she could be a card of secrecy, hidden, the unknown. So when we see her in reverse, it's like, aha, here I am. So for a lot of you, whether this is revelations that are coming in, realizations within you, that could absolutely be the case when she shows up in reverse underneath this Chariot. But again, whether it's someone making a move or an action that's completely unexpected, I just feel like it's something that just arrives out of nowhere. Okay, so we're going to have to see whether this is a person or a situation, or it is that revelation that we're talking about where everything clicks and all the dots start to connect. Let's keep moving forward. Again, I don't want to talk that message into the ground. I feel like it's very simple. Okay, like it's just Chariot with the High Priestess in reverse. It's like, here I am, completely out of nowhere. So let's see what Temperance has to say. Let's see what Temperance has, so we could keep it moving here. Why is Temperance in the mix? Yeah. Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it's extremely important to not be extremely reactionary in this time, which is easier said than done. For some of you, whatever this is in the front, whether it is a situation that pops up out of nowhere that you weren't expecting, whether it is a person, I feel like it's very important to stay cool, calm, and collected here. And that's a big vibe here with Temperance. It's like, try to keep your cool, don't react, don't give it the reaction that this energy is wanting, because that's another thing I'm starting to pick up here, Capricorn. There might be somebody trying to get a rise out of you or trying to get a very specific reaction. To me, it's like, just stay calm, don't feed into something. Okay, Four of Swords in the upright is usually a card of rest, relaxation, sleep, sometimes taking a break. So when we see this energy that comes in out of nowhere and this card shows up in reverse, it's like break over, or something flares back up. That's another vibe. So whether this is a situation or someone's action on the front, to me, it's more of like a flare up. Okay, and I've been seeing a lot of things cycling back in recent weeks as well. So watch out for various things that either return or flare up again, because that could absolutely be the case. But I think your reaction or lack thereof is very important. Okay, either not feeding into this energy, or don't react, don't overreact if possible. Again, I know that's easier said than done, but for a small portion of you, there could literally be somebody trying to get a reaction from you. I think if you stay calm, if you stay cool about something, it's like, all right, we're right, everything will be okay. Let's keep moving over to Strength, though, and see what that has to say. Very interesting, my friends. And then, yeah, after we do Strength, we'll do a quick recap, then we'll get into the Shadow. So why is Strength here for the Cappies? Please. Thank you. Three of Cups, cool. This could be a very good result here on the back end. For some of you, you might need to cut loose a little bit, have a good time, have some fun. Okay, now I know everyone's definition of fun is a little bit different. People enjoy different things, but the Three of Cups is celebratory. It's having a good time. So I do feel whatever this energy is, even if it takes you a little bit by surprise, there could be a good result at the end for you. Okay, which depending on your situation, that might be rough to hear. You might not believe it, but the Three of Cups, I like it. It's very social, and these people are having a damn good time. So I do feel you overcoming something, which is a really good vibe, or something improving or getting better, especially with the Strength card. It's like, okay, I played that right, or I played that well. Okay, so for some of you, whatever things are showing up here, I think you'll make the right moves and work with it to the best of your ability here. The Three of Cups could also point at your circle of friends, circle of influence, and when I see it under Strength, some of you might need to call in a little assistance, especially if you're going through something quite difficult. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help if you need it. But the main vibe I'm picking up here under Strength is like, all right, you did the right thing, or you're moving in the right direction at the very least. There's a very positive result at the end of this, even though we're getting a little choppy here in the beginning. To me, it feels like a good result. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Capricorn. Overall, yeah, very much wind-based energy here on the back end where it's like, okay, everything's going to turn out all right. But if you kindly look in the box before the shadow, position number 1, we have the very fast-moving chariot with the high priestess in reverse. Now, I said this could be a whole variety of different things. Pardon me, whether it's a realization that you have out of nowhere, where all the dots are starting to connect, whether it's an unexpected action or just someone pops in. Like, to me, it's just something that's not there, then completely there, full force. Like, it's something that just comes barreling in. So whether it's a situation or someone's actions, it could be a mixture of all those. Moving to the center, we do have Temperance with the 4 of Swords in reverse. For some of you, there might be somebody looking for a very specific reaction from you. I think if you stay cool, calm, collected, and don't feed energy into something, that's the best course, right? If you could stay calm, even keeled, that's a very good vibe. I like the insulation around you as well. And we also have this positive outcome on the back. We have the Strength card with the 3 of Cups. I did say some of you might need to have fun, get out, loosen up a little bit. But for another portion of you, if you need assistance, if you're going through something quite difficult, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it from the circle around you or others on the outside. But again, this is going to move in a positive direction for you if you play it right. That's kind of how it feels to me. It's like, okay, well, if you play this right, and you have all the cards in your hand to really win. That's the big vibe. So please take a screenshot of that if you'd like to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle here for the Cappies, please. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. What is happening here? The Cappies. Thank you. Magician, very creative. A lot of you, the power of manifestation is really amped up, and I've seen this for a few different signs, specifically the cardinal signs. So I like seeing this. Now, the Magician could really speak about a lot of things when it shows up in the shadows. For some of you, it could be energies that are affecting you. I don't like to say it's like dark spirituality or anything like that. I don't want to scare anybody, but to me, it could be energies that are affecting you that you can't quite see. For some of you, you might feel it even if you can't see it. Now, the Magician is a big card of manifesting and creating, so just know that you could really bring forth a lot of things in this time. You could really attract things like a magnet. But another thing with the Magician is it's a card of control. I think it's very important to keep in your mind that, yes, in life, there's certain things that we can control, like our reactions to things, how we respond to things, but there's also things that could be out of our hands. Okay, and just knowing that and accepting that could be half the battle. Okay, so the Magician could be very good for a lot of you, especially if you're purposefully trying to manifest something in. So we're going to put that Magician down right there, my friends. Cappy, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.